Hey everyone, excited to jump into the crypto world today, and specifically we're looking at Cardano, or ADA.
Right.
There's this talk about a potential breakout, and we're going to figure out what's making everyone so excited about it.
Yeah.
This is all based on an article published on February 12th, 2025.
Okay.
So to get us started, what does a breakout actually mean in this context?
It's kind of like imagine a compressed spring
Okay,
and it suddenly gets released.
gotcha.
Some analysts think that that's what could be happening with Cardano's price right now.
So not just like a slow and steady rise,
Yeah.
but a potential for it to like jump up quickly.
Exactly.
Now, the article mentions this falling wedge breakout pattern.
Yes,
And I'll admit, chart patterns sometimes feel like a secret code to me.
I understand that.
Can you explain that in a way that makes sense?
Sure. So a falling wedge is basically a pattern where the price is declining,
Okay.
but it's within a narrowing range.
Okay.
So imagine two diagonal lines, the top and bottom of the wedge, converging, like a triangle but with a flat bottom.
Yeah. Okay.
And what makes this pattern interesting is that it often signals a potential reversal upwards.
So instead of continuing to fall within that wedge shape, the price breaks out to the top side.
Yes,
Is that where the breakout part comes in?
exactly. It suggests that, the selling pressure is weakening, buyers are starting to take control.
Oh, interesting.
And if this pattern plays out, like analysts predict, Cardano could hit $0.83.
Wow. That's a pretty big jump.
Yeah,
I know we can't just take predictions as, 100% guaranteed,
right.
but it's exciting to think about. What I find really interesting is that this whole breakout idea is not just coming from this one chart pattern.
Right.
The article also mentions some data from firms like Santiment and Into the Block,
Yeah.
which adds more weight to the idea. So it's
Yeah.
not just technical analysis. These firms are seeing shifts in investor behavior.
Exactly. And that often means a lot about future price movements.
So let's look at Santiment first. They saw a big increase in Cardano's market capitalization.
Yes.
Can you quickly remind us what that means?
Of course. Market capitalization, or market cap, is the total value of all Cardano coins out there.
Okay.
It's calculated by taking the price of one ADA and multiplying it by the total number of ADA coins.
Got it. Thanks for the reminder. So they noticed an 11% jump in Cardano's market cap,
Yes.
and they think it's related to the activity of large ADA holders, the whales.
Yeah.
Those are the people or entities holding huge amounts of ADA,
Exactly.
and their moves can really shake things up.
Right.
Santiment found that wallets with at least 1 million ADA have been buying more since November 2023, adding a huge 1.41 billion ADA to their holdings.
Wow.
It seems like a pretty clear signal, wouldn't you say?
It does, yeah. It seems like they're betting big on Cardano.
But they're not the only ones, right?
No.
Into the Block, another analytics firm, looked at a different group, the long-term holders,
Right.
the people who've held ADA for over a year.
Yes.
What did they find?
Well, they found that this group has also increased their positions, adding 1.81% to their holdings.
So, looks like those who've been in the game for a while see something they like,
Uh-huh.
and they're doubling down.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've got this falling wedge pattern pointing upwards.
Right.
We've got whales
Mhm.
buying up ADA and long-term holders getting more involved. It's looking pretty good for Cardano.
Yeah.
But we have to remember that the crypto market is influenced by so much more than just those things, right?
Right.
It's a whole bunch of other factors involved.
Absolutely. It's important to consider the bigger picture because it can really impact Cardano's price.
Yeah,
And that's what we'll talk about next.
right. That's what we'll explore next. Okay, so let's get into those other factors. What are some of the big external things that could affect Cardano's price?
Mhm.
Even if those signals we talked about are still there.
Well, the overall economic situation is really important. Things like interest rates and inflation and how the global economy is doing can have a big impact on how investors feel.
So like if the global economy is kind of shaky, investors might pull back from riskier things like crypto.
Yeah, exactly. When things are uncertain, people usually reduce their exposure to assets that are volatile.
That makes sense.
Another big thing is the regulatory landscape, which is constantly changing in the crypto world.
Yeah.
Governments are still figuring out how to regulate this new asset class,
Uh-huh.
and any new rules or crackdowns can really shake up the market.
We've seen that before. That uncertainty can make investors nervous and lead to price drops.
Right.
Then there's the whole area of technological developments, right, within the crypto world itself. Cardano is a project that's all about innovation.
Absolutely. Upgrades and developments within Cardano itself can definitely have an impact on its price.
So, for example, Cardano's scaling solutions.
Yeah, like how they're trying to increase the network speed and capacity. If those work well, it could bring more users and developers to the platform.
Oh, okay. So it's not just about where Cardano is now, but also where it could go in the future.
Exactly. The roadmap of improvements is important.
Got it. And what about DeFi, decentralized finance? There's growing interest in that.
That's a big one. DeFi is basically about creating financial tools and services, but on blockchain networks.
Like Cardano.
Right. And they should be transparent and controlled by users.
Yeah, by traditional institutions.
Exactly. If Cardano becomes a major player in DeFi, it could really increase its value.
And then its price.
Right. But we can't forget about market psychology.
Oh, right. The emotional side of investing.
Yeah. The fear of missing out, the hype, those sudden changes in sentiment can really swing prices.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
It's a big part of the crypto market. News, social media, even what influencers say, it all affects how people see an asset.
So you're saying it's not enough to understand the charts and the fundamentals.
Mm-hmm.
We also need to pay attention to how the market is feeling.
Yeah. It can be kind of irrational sometimes.
It's true.
Mm.
So with all these factors at play, what should people focus on when thinking about Cardano's potential?
Well, always remember that investing in crypto has risks.
Right.
It's volatile. Prices can go up and down quickly. Never invest more than you can afford to lose.
That's good advice for any investment.
Yeah.
But especially in crypto.
Yeah. Specifically for Cardano, keep an eye on those technical indicators we talked about.
Like the falling wedge pattern.
Yeah. See how that develops.
And what about those whales?
Watch their activity. Are they still buying or are they starting to sell?
Yeah, that could tell us a lot about how the market's feeling.
And stay up to date on anything big happening within Cardano. New partnerships, upgrades, anything that changes how it works.
So basically, stay informed and don't make decisions based on, just excitement or fear.
Yeah.
Make decisions based on research and what you're comfortable risking.
That's the best way. Crypto is still pretty young. It's exciting.
Yeah.
But it requires a level head and a commitment to learning.
Absolutely. So to kind of wrap up this part of our look at Cardano, so we talked about those technical patterns and the whales and, macroeconomic stuff and DeFi.
Yeah.
But is there anything else we haven't covered that could affect Cardano's price going forward? What should people be thinking about?
That's a really good question. And it shows why it's important to think critically and look beyond the obvious.
Okay.
The thing about crypto is that it's always changing.
Right.
New things could pop up that we can't even predict right now.
So it's like we need to think like, what could change the game for Cardano?
Yeah. Like imagine wider adoption of blockchain tech by businesses and governments.
Okay.
If Cardano becomes a major platform for real-world use cases, its value could really take off.
Like what kind of use cases?
Well, for instance, what if Cardano's tech is used to make supply chains more secure?
Right.
Or to verify people's identities? Or even for voting systems?
Wow. Those are some pretty big examples. So then it's not just speculation, it's about real-world impact. That's when things get really interesting.
And another thing is the community. Cardano has a really passionate and active community.
Okay.
Their work, their belief in the project, and their efforts to get the word out can make a big difference.
So we're not just looking at numbers on a chart, we're also looking at the people involved.
Exactly.
Yeah.
As you look into Cardano and any cryptocurrency, really, keep an eye out for those new trends, those potential disruptors that could change everything.
Okay, I like that.